All right. We're live. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us into this event. Can someone confirm you can hear me?
Absolutely, you can hear you here.
Awesome, awesome,
I can hear
awesome.
you as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, DJ. Thank you, Solomon. All right.
Can hear
I
you.
would like to work. I would like to work. Thank you, Joseph. I would like to welcome everyone to the season of artificial intelligence that is being organized by our community, the Nigeria M365 community. And today's event actually promises to be insightful because we have a lot that each and every one of us has actually packaged for us to learn from this event. And before we go into the event, I would like to introduce myself and all the speakers for this event. So my name is Emmanuel Itoje. I'm a Microsoft MVP in the category of Microsoft 365. I'm also a Microsoft certified trainer, and I'm an enterprise system engineer with InduSwitch Group Limited, where I'm part of the digital workplace teams, where we help our users to be more productive in their day-to-day work. All right, so I don't know, maybe DG, you want to go next and introduce yourself?
Right, thank you very much, Emmanuel. Okay, so my name is Deji Omitola. I am a Microsoft certified trainer. I am also an infrastructure engineer. Currently work with Kingmakers Nigeria, and I am glad to be here discussing artificial intelligence with my you guys. I mean, I'm very happy to be here to be discussing this. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Deji. Solomon, can you go for it?
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining today's event. My name is Solomon Jeremiah. I am also a Microsoft certified trainer and I'm also a Microsoft MVP. I work as a senior engineer in Sparta Services, and today I would be joining my friends here, colleague, and IT professionals to be discussing about artificial intelligence, and basically we'll be looking more about Copilot today.
Thank you so much, Solomon, for finding time to join the event. Joseph, can you go next, please?
All right, guys. Good afternoon from here. My name is Joseph Afisu. I am a systems engineer with Forvis Maza here in Nigeria. I am privileged to be here. I am a Microsoft certified trainer as well as MVP. And today I am just glad that I find myself in the midst of these great guys that are going to be discussing the topic that is taking over everywhere, which is about Microsoft Copilot. So just stay tuned because there are a lot of exciting contents that will be coming your way very soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joseph, for that. So we're still expecting two of our colleagues to join later. They'll be running late. Olajumoke Turela should be joining us later, and also Joshua Adigun. So while we're waiting for them, I would like us to talk about a bit of AI and history of AI. Would you want to shed light on how AI can come to be and what AI is doing in the world today? You're talking on mute, DJ.
Oh, all right. Sorry about that. Okay, thank you very much, Emmanuel, for that question. You know, AI is something that I mean, AI is everywhere now. Wherever you go, AI has become so popular. You know, unlike never before. I mean, in every workplace now, everyone is trying to see how we can integrate AI. And when we take a step back, some years ago, not that we do not know what AI is or we've not been hearing AI. We've been hearing AI. As a matter of fact, right from probably when I was in high school, we've always known AI, but AI wasn't that popular. So a lot of things has changed actually. And one of the things I discover is even though AI is still in the infant stage, I believe, because there are a lot of new development that is coming into play. I see and I hear a lot of experts talk about how AI is going to take over even more than it is currently. Recently, I think the CEO of ServiceNow, he was saying emphatically that in the next couple of months, in about a year or two, that AI is going to be everywhere. It's going to be more integrated into a lot of industries, in the medical sector, in various sector in the aviation and all of that. So I am very glad to be talking about this subject matter. So now, when it comes to particularly in Microsoft, now in Microsoft, the compound name for Microsoft AI solution is Copilot. In also in several in other technologies, I mean in other organizations like Google. I know Google has the Gemini AI, and the OpenAI ChatGPT. There are different AIs. There are different names for various organizations, but particularly for Microsoft, it is Copilot. And it is also very important that we mention that within Microsoft, there are different services that make use of Copilot. For example, you're going to see Copilot with Microsoft 365. You're going to see Copilot in Microsoft Dynamics. You're going to see Copilot within the Power Apps and all of that. And then you discover that what all of these things are doing, they are actually making life easier for us. That is the goal of AI, and I think that is why everybody's talking about it more and more day by day. It simply makes life easier, and now we can see that people can do what naturally would take them, hours or days to do. You can do it within a short period of time. So that is one of the beauty of AI. It generally makes everyone to be able to do what it will take a lot of time to do within a little period of time, thereby increasing productivity, and then making life easy. So for me, I think AI has actually brought to us good life. It has made our life easier, and I think that is why it is going to become something that we'll keep using and we'll continue to talk about. So that's it from my end. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that introduction, Deji. It's actually quite insightful. AI is not going to take over the world, right? We are going to be the one using the AI because the AI is not that intelligent to actually take over the world because human actually developed the system, right? So it's to actually, like Microsoft would say, an assistant, a co-pilot that will help us, to be more productive. Solomon, would you like
Right,
to share
right.
more insights around AI use case around your region where you are?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So for me, right, I know when we come to topics around AI, most people they have their ways they see it, especially when you're just out there walking on the street and you're just having a casual conversation with someone. So you see them looking at AI from a different angle, and they also have like valid points from what they are saying. And sometimes you also want to like enlighten them about what AI is all about. Just like what you said, AI is not taking over the world. I know I have met with a couple of people and they're like, no, they don't really want that to happen. That very soon the computers will start controlling stuffs and all of that, and then you start coming from the little aspect. And I always tell people, right, before, when we started using like smartphones like few years ago, you notice you're probably typing stuff with your phones, and when you're typing with your phones, like, let me just use for myself as an example. Some of my friends, I'm comfortable typing with pidgin to them, and my keyboard is trying to correct me, like, no, this is not a correct language. And then I'm just using it over and over, and eventually the keyboard now starts understanding that, okay, anytime I'm probably sending this message and I'm using this, that I always accept that, and the keyboard start learning my own way of chatting and starts using some of my vocabularies, even if it wasn't accepting it at first. So it took time for the keyboard to kind of build and understand what I really want, and then start allowing me to use all of that, and even giving me predictive words that are from those words that I'm using that are not in the English dictionary. So for AI, I always tell people there's a lot happening, there is a lot of adoption. And what I always tell people, if we look at the naming for Copilot, what that simply means, like, when you're doing something together with someone, it's not like you're saying, hey, take and just do it. And when you're done, just finalize it yourself. So Copilot is more like you're together with someone and you're trying to achieve something. So why I say together is, for Copilot, as an example, I'm just using Microsoft, right? We know that there are lots that people can do at the moment with Copilot. I like today, I know the different speakers will be, talking about Copilot in, different with different tools. But one of the tools we'll be talking about, which is Copilot with on Edge, right? You'll see that when you want to do most of this stuff, even after telling Copilot, like, hey, this is what I want, that's not enough for you to just say, okay, Copilot is giving me these answers and that's fine now. So you still have to, sit down there, look at it, try to, redefine it or resend your prompts and, try to get more correct answers. So the idea is what artificial intelligence is actually doing is more like making our work simpler, making stuff easier for us. And I still tell people, for me, I know for every generation where there is an invention, there is always what will I say? There is always this conversation where people do not adoption is always like very difficult. So if you probably go back to start reading about when electricity was invented, you will see there will be people that were against electricity. They'll say, hey, no, we don't want this. I even remember when 5G was about to be released, we had a lot of people talking a lot of different things about 5G. People had conversations around it. So I always tell people it's not going to be different with AI as well. We are still going to have people that have things to say about it. But for me, I always try to, talk to people around me, try to encourage them. And, for some of them, when they say, I know I was having a conversation with someone that was on a trip, and the conversation I was having with the person was, we all know everyone is saying AI is going to take over the world, AI is going to do this. And I was telling the person, okay, the person was more focused about, hey, the jobs, like even the jobs you're doing. Like, I was now like, if I am supposed to, make a decision right now, I think what I should be more worried about is that I am not learning about AI. Because if AI is going to be taking over the world, like you said, I think I should be at the other end where I'll be the one developing the AI, building the AI, and doing all of that. That means I'll probably have a job, right? So if I am, working at that end, seeing how I can integrate AIs to stuff I do to make it simple so I could, keep maintaining it and, improving on it, then I'll probably be looking at that aspect. So for me, I would just say generally, I always, appreciate the opinion of everyone. And if I also want to, contribute in my own opinion, I would say um, it is time for us to start embracing it. It is time for us to see it as just an assistant, like co-pilot, someone we work together with. It is time for us to also see AI as something that we need to, do so that we can also get the best of out of what we are doing. That's productivity. We are trying to increase our productivity. So I think for me, I would just stop there. If somebody else have anything to say before we start the live demo.
Thank you so much, Solomon. AI, when people are actually forward thinking, right? Like just the way you said, if I think this solution is going to take over my job, why don't I be the guy that'll be building the solution? Let me be on the other side, like you said. Let me build the solutions for the organization. I remember when I first joined my current organization, one of the things that I actually introduced to our team was building the co-pilots. So we had a custom co-pilot built for our help desk team for self-service. Now, I'm already on the other side because I'm not the one building the solution to help our help desk team to be able to be more efficient and to be more productive. Thank you so much for that. Share that insights. Joseph, I've been going through some of your content, right, on your channel. I've been seeing a lot of stuff on AI. In fact, I even learned about this AI designer from one of your videos, right? I know you've been touching a lot of things about AI. Can you share stuff with us? Can you share stuff with us around
Okay,
things why you are interested in touching stuff around this content around AI?
so today I was just sitting and I saw a post came up on LinkedIn and it was from MJ. I looked into it. It was a live event that was done with one of the speakers. I can't remember his name. I think it's Ola Lekon or somebody. And it
Yeah,
just took my
Lalekon.
attention. I decided to, yeah, I decided to just watch what was happening. And do you know that before I finished that video, I was already a music producer because I could do a lot of music, customize them in my name, and I sent them home because I'm not at home right now. And my people at home, being weekend, we were playing those music, hearing daddy's name, and everybody was popping, like recording stuff and sending to me. I was laughing. So when I was responding to them, I said, "Hey, daddy is now a music producer because Tuesday is my birthday, and I was just making some music for myself." So AI is exciting. One of my best design that I used for my thumbnail was done using Microsoft Designer, and I could do that in 2 minutes. The reason why I was able to do those things is probably because I am in the positive thinking side of AI. So if I was being threatened by the innovation, hey, this guy, I am a graphics designer, and this thing can now design something in 2 minutes. So what makes the difference is I am not a graphics designer. I am going to use AI to design graphics. You are a graphics designer, so you should be able to design more excellent graphics because you have the original expertise. So what I would tell people is don't look at it from that part of it is coming to take over my job. See it as it has come to help me enhance what I have already known how to do. I am not a musical producer, but I just told you that I made some music just this evening. Within 10, 15 minutes, I had done like 5 or 6 musics, and I sent them via WhatsApp, and everybody was playing in their house and they were shouting. If somebody who is a music producer comes to see this, the way I reason, the way I would design my prompts are going to be different from what a professional is doing in that angle. So I would just tell people generally when we have conversation around artificial intelligence taking over the job, coming to do everything, people will be sacked. I tell them the truth that if you can only use this to enhance whatever you've already known initially and don't be left behind, because the man that used to repair the typewriter thought it was a play when he saw the keyboard coming through. And the man who was fixing wristwatch, the analog wristwatch, thought it was a play when a digital watch came out. And today we are talking about smartwatch. I don't know what's happening to that man repairing that analog clock in that village under that tree. Because he's not going to see anybody coming to come give him anything to repair because everybody has transitioned. So as the world is moving at a fast pace, individuals, very important, should know where they want to stand. Like Jeremiah and Emmanuel mentioned already, be in the other side. Just know that this is being developed by people, and if it is, instead of you to stand by the defense, the side that will be, bringing down your strength, you should better use it as an energy booster and move with the speed of things so that you start using these things because they were made for you in the first place. So that's what I have to say about that.
Thank you so much, Joseph. Thank you so much for that insightful thought. Once people are forward thinking, instead of looking at the other side, what are the negative impacts of these systems? How can I use the system to be more productive at work? If people are thinking like that, then it will actually help them. MJ, thank you so much for joining us. We actually introduced ourselves earlier, so please can you introduce yourself and give us a thought around AI. Thank you so much for joining us on the studio.
Hi everyone. My name is Olajumoke Turiola, fondly called MJ. So I'm not going to. I think that's a little bit about me. I'm a Microsoft MVP and also a regional director. Um, not I'm not that I'm working for Microsoft because I like to put a disclaimer on that. But I'll say that accepted into the regional director program, and then I work with Ashem Limited as the CTO. So about AI, I think a lot has been said. Apologies, I joined late. I don't know. For some reason, I just think my internet access just decided to disappoint itself, not me. All right. So when we talk about, I mean, I may be repeating a lot of what every other person has said, but I just want to quickly say that when we really talk about artificial intelligence, I think it's very important that sometimes we give a definition to what really artificial intelligence is all about and how it's really transforming lives and changing um, the place of work, really. I mean, the effect on work. So artificial intelligence, we all know, is the ability for machine actually to perform tasks that will normally require human intelligence. I mean, and when we talk about human intelligence, we're actually talking about things like perception, reasoning, learning, decision making, ability for you to solve problem and all of that. But right now, what artificial intelligence is actually doing is describing that capability of machines to mimic that human intelligence ability to carry out those activities that we actually will require an human being to do. And then one of the cool things that we've seen the transformation along the way is the way that it has transformed to understanding natural language. And that is where you see the evolution and all of that of artificial intelligence. More importantly, we have to bear at the back of our mind that artificial intelligence is not something that is just new. I mean, I think I may bust some people's bubbles to let them know that AI has been in existence since 1956. I mean, almost, if not over 70 years now. And then you have seen the transformation. And when we talk about artificial intelligence, what is important for us also to be at the back of our mind is that it feeds on data. The data you and I are putting in into the system, into the activities we do daily, is actually what AI is using to train itself. So I give an example. You go to your banking app today, you do a transfer of 50,000 to, probably I did 50,000 transfer to Emmanuel. Emmanuel, that's not a real one. So don't expect 50,000 from me. Okay, let me say, and think the one I can afford. Let's say I do the normal quick 2000, the 2K, you get. So, but then that pattern is what AI is going to learn from me. And at the end of the day, is going to use that to say, afterwards, probably maybe I want to do such kind of transfer again. It has already learned it. So we see AI employing things like sophisticated algorithm and approaches to how it creates machines capable of, when we talk about autonomous decision making. And so the foundation technology of artificial intelligence, I just want to give a little bit of background. I'm sorry if I take a lot of time. Things like machine learning, deep learning, and natural language. When you talk about the machine learning aspect of it, you're actually looking at how AI is improving through experience without direct programming, just like what I said right now. The ability for you to create a software that can learn independently by just assessing and utilizing data, just like the example I gave. Then you talk about the deep learning aspect of it, which is a subset of that machine learning. That actually talks about neural networks. That is the part that you see what ChatGPT is doing today. You can actually, even with Copilot and all of that, it comes with voice control, image recognition, and more. So that aspect is actually, you can, what deep learning is doing. And more importantly, the one that is now this that is causing the buzz around the whole world around the AI really is the part of the natural language processing, which is able to understand and interpret human language. And you can use it in things like chatbots. And when we talk about chatbots, it's more like a conversational chatbots, can translate services. You can see it do what sentiment analysis, application, and all of that. So you see ChatGPT, the way it operates today, and then um, it employs that AI and that natural language process to what, to create that responses that resemble what we look like, what an human would do, in a normal human being would do. And then Copilot, Microsoft Copilot, which is an AI tool, like we call it a virtual assistant, also falls in that line. It's make use of this natural language and then mimic what the machine mimic what ordinarily someone would do, and then you'll be able to respond in a conversational manner with that person. Emmanuel, am I still on? Because I can see a flicker on my internet. Please let me know if I'm not on again. Hello.
Yes,
You're
still on
still
actually.
on.
Yes,
All right,
yes,
great.
still on.
All right, so I'm going to be now looking at the examples around AI, really. And when you talk about applications of AI, we talk about things. One of the things I would have loved to do really is to talk about how AI is actually applicable in each workplace. I think a lot of times when we talk about AI, a lot of the time, a lot of things that we do is probably talk about AI on the aspect of maybe generally, but I'd actually like to bring it home when we're talking about AI to how it is used in workplaces. And if you look at the past decades, really, and you see the way technology has evolved dramatically, you will see the way in terms of how it's transforming industry and all of that. Initially it came up with cloud computing. We saw all the way everybody wanted to go to the cloud and all of that. There was skepticism, there was a drawback. Oh, is cloud going to how is my information going to be saved and all of that? And we see that gradual transformation, and then we see IoT coming. IoT is also leveraging on artificial intelligence just to and we see IoT coming in, and then we see all of the other technologies coming in gradually and all of that. So if you look at adoption of AI from maybe let's say 14 years ago, it was more of people were still trying to build trust in it and all of that. People were still trying to get a grasp out of it. Is it really, we just use it for probably more, maybe in terms of the use cases, we just be for things like finance, where you have banks using, like example, Leo and all of that. I think there's a bank that used I can't really remember, that they started using conversational chatbots. But if you see today, it has come past that. And then it's gone beyond all of that. You've seen AI right now in workplace and all of that. You've seen the things around human resources. When they look at how they can use AI today, AI is transforming the HR from a recruitment angle to employment engagement. You can actually use today AI tools to screen resumes and match candidates. You can actually use chatbots and analytics, to enhance training and performance management. That's the use case of AI in a workplace. If you move on today and then you see a place like marketing, the digital marketing approach to has changed from a face-to-face interaction and all of that. You can employ AI to for digital marketing in terms of crafting compelling content, really, that optimized for search engine, that is personalized for customers and all of that. I'm sorry, I may not be able to give you, but I can give you like a use case of each of the Microsoft solution that will be applicable in this sense. So if you look at Microsoft, Copilot for Sales, for an example, you can see the way that Copilot for Sales is helping around even content creation, is helping around meetings, is helping around customer interaction and all of that. Getting those customers, you can actually the life cycle of a customer, or the life cycle of how you do a sales cycle, really use the right word. A sales life cycle, you can actually use Copilot for Sales to complete it. And then when if you look at the use case of Copilot today in Microsoft M365, how applicable it is in the HR tools, you'll be marveled with what you can do with it. From the part of how you can actually write the job description, just giving it a description, just spin up your Word document and say, oh, generate a resume for me for so. before you know it, in a split of second, we give you, I mean, Microsoft Copilot for Word, we give you that, all of those details, we give you the year experience, the qualification, all of those requirements, you can get it at once. Then you look at a business development, a business development, this Copilot for sales also works in it, where you can explore AI tools and machine learning to get an in-depth market research, really. And then how you can, from that in-depth market research, also advance to market research for advanced competitive in the market and all of that. So those are some of the use cases. Like I said, I mean, I know that AI is here to stay. A lot of people keep giving an example to say, oh, if AI comes in, it's going to take my job and all of that. I don't like to raise false hope, like I used to tell people. The truth about it is that AI is not here to take your job, really. But I'll tell you, the people that knows how to use AI is actually going to take your job. So whether you like it or not, the way we were all skeptical about the cloud, and you can see how the cloud today is really, really adopted, is the same way in the next future that AI will become a story. I mean, it will not be for debate again. Oh, is AI going to be useful or is it going to be adopted? We can see organization laying off staffs. And when you look at it, why are they laying off? They're saying investment into artificial intelligence. So I'll tell you this because I know that my time is overspent. I'm going to tell you this and leave you with this. There are a lot of use cases around artificial intelligence and how it is transforming businesses. I think the first thing I'm going to encourage you to do is see how you can tailor it to the use case of each of your department. From a software engineering, you have Copilot for GitHub that is actually helping software engineers today to do what? To be able to just quickly fix bugs and then write programs. Even myself, a few days ago, I wanted to do something and I just look at the Copilot, GitHub Copilot, and I just put some things inside. And I was amazed with the program he wrote out. So those are the very many use cases of AI tools, specifically around Microsoft as it pertains to what you can use in the organization. So I will encourage you, look for the use cases that is peculiar to you, that is specific to you, and then see how that can transform your organization. Emmanuel, I'm sorry, I know I've overtaken the time, so I hand over to you. I know I
I'm,
can go
I'm
on.
actually, I'm actually enjoying the conversation. In fact, after the session, I'm still going to go back to rewatch everything you just said to actually, redigest them. It's a lot of insight, right? AI is there to help you to be more productive in a workplace. So you can actually adopt check your business use case, check your department use case, and you're able to, pick the solution that will work for your organizations, for your team, and you find out that your team, as a team, you become more productive. Thank you so much for that session, MJ. It's actually I wrote in a private chat that was a keynote session I was actually looking for. So it came out
But
finally.
you know me now. You know when I start talking, I will not talk for. That's why. So I look at the keynote.
Yeah,
But I think that's
exactly.
I get you. No problem.
Thank you
See,
so much for that.
you're
Before we
welcome.
jump into some of you mentioned different use cases. I mean, some of our speakers will be jumping into some of the use cases for people. But before we jump into the use case, we have a question from Timile Yolale. He said, as much as I'm fine of AI, there is threats to jobs, especially on skilled jobs. So you mentioned something like that. People are not skilled. Maybe they are
Mhm.
getting job that does not require them to be. Definitely, AI cannot. There are areas AI can actually play. There are areas that AI will not play. For example, in the construction company, for example, now the guys doing the construction work physically, AI cannot replace them, except they're going to build a robot that will
Exactly.
be replacing them on the
Mhm.
field. But behind the scene, the architect that is designing this system, the structure, AI
Mhm.
system can be built to design building structures. So as AI comes into your field, you ensure that okay, how can I leverage on the solution to be a better architect, to be a better engineer, to be a better, system administrator. Like yesterday, for example, I was doing the research, I was just playing around the Azure portal. Before I know there's a copilot preview for Azure, and I started querying for things. Can you check virtual machines that are running? Can you help me to, delete them? Now, I didn't know
Exactly.
that before. Before yesterday, I just signed into the
Mhm.
Azure portal. I saw Copilot there. And then I started playing with it yesterday. So when these solutions comes, they are actually there to help you to be more productive. Thank you so much, MB, for that. We'll be going into some of the demo. Joseph will be taking us on the first demo on Copilot in Word and PowerPoint. Joseph, I don't know if you're ready for us.
Yes. I am. So, MJ, thank you very much. You didn't want to stop, and I couldn't even listen to all of them to grab. Like I was trying to see if I could even hear them twice, so they can stick to my brain. Thank you again. I wish that we are going to have another session where we talk about co-pilot in different, line of businesses, and then we can maybe give you the whole of the day just to speak to us and we'll listen to you so that I'm sure that you have a lot that you want to see, and the time is just telling you, hey, stop. All right. So for me, I'm just going to be doing stuff around what MJ has been saying already. So that has formed a background for us now. So I'm just going to present my screen, present screen, share screen, um, entire screen, and then I will choose this one. Yes. Okay, so Emma, let me know when you can see my screen so I can bring up this to this side. Is my screen visible now?
Yes, I can see your
Please
screen.
confirm. All right, thank you very
I can
much.
see your screen.
So I want to, okay, so I want to, already if you want to come into your M365 environment, you would type office.com. This is like the general landing page for your M365 services. You have the required license, the Copilot license, to be able to use it in your M365 workloads, right? So I'm just waiting for this to come up with what I've sent it to do for me, and then we can proceed from there. Okay, so this is me in M365 landing page. Because I have the Copilot license, that's why I see this here. This is like the home page of Copilot in your 365. However, if you go into the applications by clicking on top of this, each of the applications have Copilot as an integrated part of that particular software. So if I come to Word, so my own concentration today is going to be on Word and PowerPoint. So I'm just going to first of all pick Word so that we can just see a few things. So what do you even do with Word? Normally, as a secretary, as a day-to-day office worker, or document writer, or a content creator, or an author, or just name it, whoever uses Word has been for a very long time. Yes, even before the advent of the cloud, you used to have the Office Professional, Pro Plus, and all of those. But today we have this here. So if I come to Word, I want to start like a fresh work that I want to do, and it's just going to come up. So when it loads, so if I have the Copilot license assigned to my account, then I'm going to see it as part of what is going to load up here for me. Now, I will have it in two places. I will have it here by the left-hand side, which is like a prompt here that I can use. Like one of our speakers is going to be taking us through Copilot in Microsoft Edge and explain some things about your Windows app. So if you come to Word, just hiding here is also Copilot. You could use this to, generate your prompts that you want to use there, but you can also use Copilot up here for you. But the one I want to be using, because I have just 10 minutes, I don't want us to take the time of the other speakers, is here saying draft with copilots. Draft with copilots. If I click on here, So it's going to give me like a place where want like typing in my prompts. This is saying describe what you like to write, include notes or an online or Copilot, and Copilot can generate draft to help you get started. Now, this is where the conversation around Copilot coming to take over my job is coming from. So what we're advocating here on this call is that do not see the solution as something that has come to take your job, but see it as a companion that is coming to work with you. So this is just to help you get started. You could say like, okay, like I mentioned, let's say I'm having a birthday on Monday and or my friend is having a birthday and I just say, help me, or just very simple, just write me. But the more words you write, the more accurate your outcome is going to be. But write me a very interesting birthday wish for my friend Michael. So I'm just typing randomly. So when I do this, I will just say generate, and then I can keep my fingers. One very good thing about this is go through at every point it is doing what it is doing, it is telling you what it is doing. It's not like it's just like the door is shut and then when it is done, just boom, give you the response of what it has done. No, that's not how it works. So just quickly, this is saying happy birthday. You can see it's taking what you wrote for it. So you can read through it. Today is a special day because it's your birthday. You are an amazing person and all of that. Some fun fact about you, like you're telling the person, I didn't tell this guy about it, but if you are fine with this, so now what this is doing for you is telling you some of the things you should add. So you were born, 2020, 2004, all of this. So with this gives you information about what you could now supply into the prompt that is below here to tell you. Now you can now come here and say, hey, Mike was born in so year, he was born in so place, please replace this one in that. If it is fine by you, that what I mean is that you can say, okay, like let's just say make it shorter. Now this time you want to just say, okay, please, it's too long, I don't want him to be reading all of this, just make it shorter. So it's going to again go through your prompt, be able to now correct what it is writing for you and say, no, remove all of the 100 this, or maybe it now gives you an idea who Mike is, and then you can include those inside of this place. Now, how do you use them? How you use them is that is going to be something you cannot edit. It is something that you can now use your normal, what's it called, um, formatting to work on. So you can, if you're fine with it, you click on keep it, and then when you click on keep it, then it means that you can select all and then work on them based on what you want to do. You can, color it, want to put page colors and all of that. You can now, edit this to form what you want for yourself. So it's more like a friend, right? So this is if you want it to generate word for you in the first place. What about you trying to maybe have it go work on a particular document that you have and you want it to, maybe for example, you have a very lengthy document and you would want to summarize that document. So you could also do that by coming to the Copilot here. So instead of you typing what you want to type, typing the whole things or asking it to generate its own data for you, outcome for you completely, you could say reference a content. So referencing the content, now if you put a forward slash, it's going to give you like the list of the items that you already have, like recently opened items you have on your storage or OneDrive. So, but if you want to open that, you can click here, and then it's going to give you like a list of the things that you have on your own storage location. Pick it up and bring it up to Copilot and ask it to do whatever you want it to do for you. Like, I have history of AI here, so if I click on this history of AI, I can click on attach, and then what I can do is when this comes and say summarize this document, because it's actually a very lengthy document. So once I do this, so it's going to know that this is in my own storage, my own account, so it cannot loop over to someone else's content and reference it. But this is my own content that I've saved in my OneDrive. So it's going to be reading through it. So if what I have written, then it is trying to, but it's just giving me a summary of that. And good thing to say is that this does not interrupt the original location or the original content that was saved where it is referencing. It's going to form this as a new document. Of course, you can see that the name of the document is document 5, but the document you are referencing is history of AI. So if I feel that even this summary is too long, extract some bullet points for PowerPoint. Let me just quickly do this, and then of course if I do this, it is going to go through the same document, and then it will extract some points for me that I would like to use to do PowerPoints, right? I can use this now to form slide after slide. So what I've done here is different from what I did in the other one. Here I'm just saying it should give me some prompt that I will, some key points that I will use to create my PowerPoint based off on what is contained in that document that I've referenced. And again, this is a separate document altogether. And then I can decide to save this also and say PPT extract, because I'm trying to go to PowerPoint, right? I'll just say PPT extract, and let me just click here for that to save. Let me just refresh it so that I know that in my OneDrive at the moment, I have a document called PPT extract. Mind you, the documents that we're talking about, we have not read it. We've only come to Word and we've asked Word to extract PPT content. I mean, the PPT, what's it called now? Headlines, right? I think that's the word for preparing presentation. So it's there. So the next thing we want to do is to go to PowerPoints, right? So going to PowerPoints, we can, of course, when we come on PowerPoint like this, for example, okay, let me start com and you have Copilot license, you would have Copilot also showing up for you in your PowerPoint. So I'm just going to bring up this, which is going to form the second part of my conversation today. So PowerPoint is here on the web, and then I'm just going to pick on blank presentation. So that is like a new presentation that we are going to have. So again, we'll do 2 demos to generate presentations that we are going to use. And if you look at it very well, I have Copilot license. Sure, this actually gave me a concern when I signed in, and I was wondering, but I saw Copilot in Word. I could see it here, and then, but when I get here now, Copilot is not showing. It is until you have your cursor that's going to be used with somebody, because if you come here like this and you leave your cursor by the middle of the screen, you can look here forever, you will not see Copilot there. But you have to bring it on the menu bar, and then suddenly you will see Copilot here. So you can click on Copilot from here. I have clicked. Okay, so it's loading. So when it comes up like this, I have options. Let's say I even want to use voice prompts to create a slide. Like I don't have ones I'll continue with. I can use voice prompts. I can type to, you know, give it instruction on what to do. I'm just seeing it reloading. So let me click again because I think the page just finished loading. That I can use in the future. Um, to load. I'm sure that this should be due to some network issues. Let me refresh this page. Let me check this as well. Okay, so if we are going to use this, I think let me also refresh here and see the one that opens first for us. So while I close out on some stuffs on the browser, so we are done with this. And then here we are now. So let me see the one that opens first. Let me just start closing out some things. Okay, let me click on Copilot here again. Whichever one that opens first, we are going to use it. Let me click on it just once again. If it's still trying to act up, then I can click out to continue. Maybe we can look at this before the close of the show today. Just one um an issue with my own internet connection. Okay, so I'll try and refresh. If I still have time before the end of the show, I will bring this up to your attention. But basically, you have options for prompts that are saved already that you can make use of. You have options to use voice to generate your prompts. You have option to reference document like we did in Word, and you have option to also type in your prompts to generate your slides. So thank you very much, and I hope we are going to enjoy the remaining part of the ride. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Joseph, for that. Thank you so much. MJ, do you want to continue from where Joseph is so we can continue?
Let me continue from there. Okay, so
Okay.
can you hear me, please? Let me know if you can hear me before I go on.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
I can
Oh,
hear
okay.
you.
All right, great. I like to, my presentation is on Copilot for Plan, but I always like to say, I like to tell a story around my Copilot demo, and I like to always bring it home to what any organization can relate with. So I'm going to start something. Thank you so much, Joseph, for that presentation. In fact, I mean, I'll just take a clue from where you started. But what I'm doing is that I'm going to demo a Copilot. I want to tell a story around it, and the story is going to start from, let's say, I'm a business development manager of my company, and I approach my boss, who is Emmanuel, to say, Emmanuel, please, I mean, I think there is opportunity for our AI powered solution in Japan. I think we should start looking at the possibility of doing what, of expanding our AI powered solution to Japan. And Emmanuel looked at me like my regular boss and would say, okay, go write a proposal on it. Get Give me a proposal on it. And then with that, if you're like me a few years ago, uh, and I hear the word proposal, if you're an IT person or even a business developer, you know one of our challenges is writing proposal, because it means you have to take days for you to write it, and all of that. But what I'm going to do right now, because I'm going to present my screen, I'm going to share my screen real fast. So just like what just has just done. Um, okay, I'll present my computer. Um, do I have the do I have the to share screen?
Yes, you can share
Okay.
your screen. So when you
Okay.
click on present,
Yeah, I think I've seen it. Yeah,
okay.
thank you. Yeah, thanks. So I'm going to um, yeah, I want to share screen too. So just 1 minute, let me get some of these things. Please to my screen. I want to just get some things down. A lot. And if you know, there is a lot of use cases also that the Microsoft designer today is using AI, and then you see what it does with, I mean, together with Copilot. I mean, it's mind blowing. So I'm going to share my screen really fast. Please let me know if you can see my screen. With a thumbs up, please. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, please.
Okay, I think you can. Yeah. So I'm just gonna do what Joseph just spoke on, and then we're gonna see how that works really. And then I'm sharing the script. Please, when you see my face movies, because I have to monitor, so bear with me. So Joseph has said a lot, and then we've seen that he said about Copilot. So start my Word document today. I see this icon that says draft with Copilot. And basic person that I am getting the notification from my boss to say proposal. All I just need to do is that I'll come to Copilot and you see there, and I have that draft, and I can describe what I want to do. I'm saying Copilot, try a detailed proposal for expanding our what to Japan. I have a reference that.
Hello,
I
I
think the
think the
network.
network just went off.
Yeah.
So we might just need to give MJ some time and then see if she's going to come back. Emmanuel, are you able to reach MJ?
Yeah, I'm trying to reach her.
Okay.
I think she's off completely. Maybe do you want to go ahead with your demo? If she comes back, she can take it up. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So let me just project my screen, and then I will do something on Outlook. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Yes, please.
All right. All right. All right. So, yeah, I'll be showing us. I'll be doing the demo for the Outlook and also Microsoft Teams. All right. So, yeah. So once we click on Outlook, we're going to have our Outlook page open like this. Let me just reload this page. All right. So, like I tell people, when you're doing copilots, when you want to use copilots within Outlook, um, you just have to look out for the copilot logo. So, there are two places you can see the Copilot logo within the Outlook. And the first one is on the top right corner of the screen here. You can see the Copilot. And then when you also try to reply an email or when you try to create a new email, you're going to see the Copilot. So what is the difference? So on this part here, when I click, I already clicked on this. Okay, let's say it's not clicked down. When I click on this, I can ask Copilot basically anything that has to do with my mailbox. I can ask Copilot anything that has to do with my mailbox. So, let's say this Outlook now is my demo. I mean, is my test account. This is not my live. I mean, the one I use for my workplace. So that's why you're seeing that there are no much emails. But in a typical live email, you're probably going to be seeing hundreds or some thousands of emails, depending on how much of emails you receive. And a lot of people get, I mean, they just get discouraged. They don't get it. They don't read it. Probably you feel like, oh, I don't need, maybe those emails are not for me or it is not as important. But guess what? With Copilot, you can actually write a prompt to let you know emails that you have not responded to that needs your attention, you know. So I can just have a simple prompt like this. I can say, uh, how many emails am I yet to respond to? Okay, so let me just leave it like that. So what Copilot will just do is it's going to scan through my mailbox and then to see the emails that requires my attention that I've not responded to. So as you can see here, you see it says you have 9 emails that you're yet to respond to. One from Microsoft Teams and Microsoft Analytics. So if you look here, you can see I have 9 unread emails in my inbox, which actually tallies, and I have a couple of emails from Microsoft Teams and Microsoft Analytics. So this will give me an overview. If it is if I imagine I want to have to go through my entire mailbox and having to ask or having to check how many emails I've not responded to, but with a simple prompt from Copilot, I can get the answer. And also I would like to also mention that within the Microsoft 365 enterprise applications and productivity tools, Microsoft has, I mean, actually, there are a lot of online documentations that you can see that has mentioned that a lot of users of Microsoft 365 tools do not actually make use of up to 10% of the features that is available to them within Microsoft 365. You know, so but with Copilot, it can actually help you to utilize most of the resources can actually help us to utilize it. Now, let me show us another pathway we can make use of Copilot. All right, so now let's say I have an email. Okay, let me just say I want to reply to this email. Uh, okay, say I want to reply to this email, and then I have clicked on my reply already. I clicked on my reply. Um, okay, yeah. So normally I'm supposed to type something and respond to this email and say, okay, I wanted to reply and say, all right, thanks, Suji. I will be at the meeting. Okay, so this is what I actually wanted to say, but maybe I'm not so cool with it. I just feel like, oh, I need to write something that is more detailed. I can actually ask Copilot for help. And then you can see here on the bottom of the screen, I have Copilot has already generated some prompts for me that I can use. I'm just going to say customize. So I want to customize. So this is what I'm putting into it. And then I will tell Copilot that, oh, Copilot, this is what I have, but let me generate something that looks more professional or something that is much more okay. Then I type in this. I just click on the generate. Okay, so you can see I have here. Thank you for letting me know today. It's great to hear that you're able to attend the co-pilot discussion. Your presence and contribution will be highly valued. We look forward to. So this is a prompt that this is a reply that Copilot is helping me to generate. So I can actually decide to keep it or generate something different. I can retry, and then it's going to generate something entirely different for me. So this is another example. So another reply. Thank you for letting me know, TJ. Your presence and input is highly valued, and I look forward to seeing you there. So I can decide to keep it, and then I will just click on send. So once I click on send, so this is another thing to note. When I click on send, you can see there's a prompt that is telling me that this is an AI generated content and may be incorrect. Um, so be sure to check the message before sending it. It is just to tell me that in case I want to check for some, maybe this reply actually correspond to the conversation that we're having, I can take a look at it and then decide to use it or not. So I just click on send in this case, and then that's it. So it is very, very, simple and straightforward. Now, let me also see on Teams. Can you see my Teams screen now?
Yes, please.
I just confirmed that with.
Yes, I
Oh,
can
Yes,
see.
okay.
yes.
So in Teams, in Teams, okay. So where I can use Teams, if I'm trying to reply a chat on to this is EJ, I'm trying to reply a chat. I just want to type something and say, okay, I get okay. All right. So you're going to see this is actually what I wanted to type, but I need something maybe more professional or something more concise. I can simply click on this, and then it means I'm asking Copilot for some assistance. So when I click on rewrite here, Copilot will help me to rewrite what I have written. And then you can see here it says, hello, so could you please provide me with the latest update? Now, what I have written is, hello, Itoje, can I get updates? But if Copilot were to help me to rewrite this, this is what Copilot is giving me. So when I click on replace, it will actually replace with what I have here. And so as you can also see, there is also a another icon here that says adjust. When I click on this adjust, what it shows me is it shows me some kind of tune to what I'm saying. Because when you're doing chats, especially when you're not talking, someone might not get a tone at which you're passing the message across. So if I want to sound casual, I can just click on this casual, and it's going to regenerate the response and say, "Hey Itoji, could you share me the latest update with me?" If I want to sound, maybe I want something concise, just straight to the point, I click on this. Hello Itoji, could you provide updates? I mean, that's direct. If I want something longer, a little, I can just type in. I can just select the longer one. You can see I have a longer content generated. It tells me, hope you're doing well. Uh, when you have a moment, could you please provide me with the latest updates on our project? I'm eager to review. So, depending on what Copilot can actually help me to put all of this together. So that is one major part you can use Copilot in Teams. And another major use case of Copilot in Teams is in the use of our meetings. Unfortunately, I may not be able to show that one now, but one of the very good use case of Copilot in Teams is when you record meetings, it can actually help us to it can give us a detailed summary and minutes of the meeting, to the extent of everybody that in that meeting, whatever they say, it's going to recognize it and be able to help summarize it and give us some more updates or some information about it. So I will not be able to show that one. I mean, it means I have to schedule a meeting with that, but I'm not be able to show it. So I think that will be it from my hand. Yeah, thank you very much. So Emmanuel, you can
Awesome.
go on.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the demo. From what Joseph and MG and yourself present, I can summarize them as below for Copilot in Word, for example. Now, what happens is that in Word, you have the option to simplify, document creations and modifications and in Word with Copilot. Then you have the draft option to help you to generate content based on the prompts that you've given. Then it could be things around outlines, notes, or even a file references. Then even in Copilot for Word, when you're working in the draft mode, you have the option to either edit the prompt by displaying the prompts that you can edit. You have the option to check the current drafts that you have currently. Then you also have the option for to keep it. Maybe you want to keep, you're done, you feel that what it's generated for you is okay, then you keep it. Then you also have another option for to regenerate. Maybe you're not cool with what the output of the copilot was. You can click on that regenerate option to regenerate it. Then if you are not using a particular, maybe what is given to you, you can discard it by deleting all the drafts that you have in Word. Then for the other one is there's a prompt field for changing requests. Either you want to update the current draft or you want to do something else with the drafts. And for still on the Word, you can also link files in Copilot for Word by linking documents into the prompt by referencing. You can, and one of the things is that you have to ensure that the files they're in OneDrive and the files is also in Word format. And some other chat commands that you can explore in Word are things around what are the key points in this document. Can you summarize this document, or is there like a call to actions? Maybe there's a call to actions in the meeting that you wanted to demo earlier. You can actually summarize that. And for external content, things around maybe you want to check recipes for things that people can like something like cheesecakes, for example. You can check them for external content. And linking a file to Copilot itself, either you link from a reference, recently used files, or you are referencing a particular file. Then you can also copy a part in a file using the file explorer on your system for that. Then you can also open the file or you copy the file using the share option, there. Then for the Outlook, Outlook, like you mentioned, DG, it can help you to summarize, simplify your email management in Outlook with either you use a summarizes thread features, and it also helps you to provide a kind of a concise bullet points or a complete summaries of selected email thread. And if there are particular responses, it helps you to include the links to those specific responses. And if you're using the draft option in emails, right, it can help you to introduce, help you to actually draft email faster when you want to compose an email. And it helps to utilize a natural language processing to produce context-based suggestion and support drafting email from scratch using either a user-provided information. These are things I've tried, I've used around, and it also allow you to refine your draft by adjusting the tone, like you just demo for us. Thank you so much for that. Can Solomon, would you like to jump into a demo with us so we can continue with the demo session?
Sure. Thank you so much, Emmanuel, and thank you everyone for your time. I was just here learning a lot from every person presentation. So today, what are we doing? Let me just share my screen and I'll just kick off from there. So I'll be sharing my screen, and when I'm sharing my screen, I just need to, yeah. So I should be up now. Yeah, so I'm sharing my screen right now, and what I am sharing is the Microsoft's Edge browser. Although I don't really love sharing my main screen when I'm presenting, because for some reasons you just get those notification popping ups and there'll be like a lot of activities happening on your screen. But then I will let you know why I am sharing my main screen today as we are going on. So today I'll be talking about Copilot in Edge, how we can use it. So I know most people, they've been listening to the previous speakers, and they were telling us about Copilot in Word, Teams, and all of that. Those Copilots, you need to actually pay for them, right? But then we have Edge. If probably you want to try something free and just see how Copilot is going to, do stuff for you, we have Edge. We also have Copilot in your Windows computer, right? I'm using Windows 11, and if you look at the edge where my mouse is, you're going to see Copilot right there. So just before I go into what I have to say, this is Edge browser. We all know we know what a browser is for some of us, and we know different types of browser. So what I just want to tell you about Edge browser before I continue, I don't know, I just like telling people about this, is right now you can actually use Edge browser to like search and do other activities. And when you're doing this, you probably just need to create a Microsoft account with maybe your Gmail and then connect it to your Edge. So why I'm saying this is I've been able to win at least one or two stuffs from Edge browser. And how did I get that? So if you look at this here, you will see I have this Microsoft rewards. And when I click on it, now my point is down because I've been using my points to try to claim stuff or, enter some events to win stuff. So if you look at this, for every search I make with my Edge browser, I get these points going up, and there are also some games here that you can play. And once you play those games, you get points. So one thing you can do with those points is you can claim stuffs, and like this, you can see enter for a chance to win. Once you click on this, you can enter this, and when the draw is being done, you will see all you would win. You can be a lucky winner. It ends on the 31st of August, and after then you can, win. So I can actually say, oh, I want 5 entries. I don't have enough points, 1 entry, and I can just say, oh, enter. And once I confirm this, I mean, so I'm just showing you this just in case, oh, I need to send message. Okay, I can't do that now. So I'm just going to close this. So back to Copilot. So now, when we're talking about Copilot in Windows, you're going to see that you might see this showing at this corner of your screen or probably near your search icon. But then if you don't see it, you can as well just activate it yourself. So if I go to my tags bar settings here, let me pull this screen back here. So you can see I have Copilot here, and Copilot in Windows for that's in preview. I can choose to turn it off if I want to, and then I can choose to turn it on. So I'm just going to minimize this. I actually want it to be turned on. So if we click on Copilot itself, right now you will see that Copilot is actually popping up at the corner of my screen. And if you can see, the last time I used Copilot, I was probably just asking for who were the people that won the Olympics, their images, and all of that. And if I click on this, it's just going to, it took me to a site where I could see all the images that I needed. Now, I can as well just try to reset this so it doesn't show my search. But now you would see I have the ability to actually ask questions, summarize the page in Edge browser. I can get a summary of this page right now. I can say, okay, summarize the page. I have like prompts here that I can just, like this one, write some funny out of office response for my email while I'm on vacation. I can click on that and I don't really need to go to anywhere, just from my computer, and Copilot is already giving me like a response to what I just requested for. So this is Copilot for Windows. So I don't want to take time because most of the things I would be doing here, I can as well just do that on Edge browsers as well. And now I'm not actually paying for this right now. I'm just using this for my Windows operating system. So if you come to Edge browser we have here right now, you would see it's brought me right here. And when I click on this icon by the left, I have access to Copilot as well. If you probably just open your page right here, you will see you have option to search here, and then you can click on this icon and it's going to just take you to the Copilot page itself. So, but there are a few things I just want us to look at when we are dealing with Copilot. Now, what I would start with, I have a document with me, and that document, my friend actually told me he wrote some stuffs out and he just wanted me to move them somewhere. So I would bring in this other window right here. So once I bring this here, you see I have this document and it has products and descriptions. If I open this document, it's probably going to open it on Adobe PDF Reader, but then I can just right click and say open with, and then I'm going to select Edge browser. So now this document, I have this document opened on Edge browser. And what you would notice right now is this prompt just changed to generate document summary. So I could as well just want to get a summary of this document. Probably it has a lot of pages, and then I just want to get a summary of it. I could just hit summarize and generate summary, and you can see the next thing is doing is already giving me a summary of honey beans, Ijebu, Gary Ijebu, brown beans, and all of that. So I can as well just say um I want to make a post probably on LinkedIn, and I want to make the post around honey beans, right? I can actually tell Copilot on Edge to actually write that LinkedIn post for me, and the post just needs to be about me advertising honey beans that is on this document. So one thing I would also love to say about Copilot that we have in Edge is, if you're looking at evolution in terms of, searching for stuff, for me, I know I am one guy that I love to research a lot. Like I can just pick one stuff and start researching. And I have friends that they love researching as well. Over the years, when I always research with my friends and all of that, looking for solution, there's one thing that I know that is very, very important. And when I'm talking of something being important, is basically around when we are actually searching for something. So we could have similar problems, and all of us will have the internet with us. But then when we go to search, we'll probably get different answers, or some people would not even get an answer. So why this is happening is just because of the way you actually put in your prompt, how you're searching for something on the internet. apart from searching from the internet, now we've gotten to the stage where we have Copilot, and then Copilot is actually helping us, do some of the work, is actually chatting with us, giving us response. One thing that I always tell people that is very, very important is the type of prompt you use for Copilot. Like, you have to actually know how to put in the right prompt so you can get the right results. And sometimes you might actually as well put in the right prompt and you're not getting the right result. So that's where you, as a human, you're coming in to actually review the response you're getting. So most times you might get a response that you don't really love. You can as well just tell Copilot, can you please, look at this particular response? This is not what I want. I'm actually looking for this. And then Copilot will try to see how to, redefine this response. So for this, you can see it's already giving me options here. Say, tell me more about nutritional benefits of honey beans. I have all of this, but then I can just say, I need a LinkedIn post to explain the nutrition value of honey beans. So I can as well just hit this. And once I do that, I'm just going to wait to see what. So right now you'll see that Copilot for on Edge is already giving me the post I can make on LinkedIn. So it's already telling me rich in protein, essential for muscle repair. Like, it's already giving me like a breakdown of what I can actually, use. I can as well just say, can you tell me the page that is talking about peanuts in this? Oh, I think I mistakenly hit the enter button. Let me just try this again. Sorry, I hit the refresh button. Let me just say, can you take me to the page talking about peanuts in this document? So now I probably have a large document and I can't really go around it looking for peanuts. And I am asking Copilot to actually tell me about the page that has to do with peanuts. Now you can see it's actually explaining peanuts and all of that. And I have this links here. So what I can as well do is just click on this link, and then you see that I'm actually landing on the page where I have the peanuts explanation, the whole information I need from peanuts, and then Copilot is as well giving me all of that. So there are a lot of use case you can actually get from this. You can actually generate posts from this. You can actually tell Copilot to, give a summary of the full document. You can actually ask questions, right? You can probably even ask Copilot, what are the questions I can ask from this document? And then Copilot will actually give you all of those informations. And for those of you watching, just think about it. You have your own document at home, or you have a document at work, and you just want to get a summary of the document, or you want to get informations about the document, you can actually use the Copilot for Edge to do it. Now, if you look at this, we have this part where we have Compose. Now, if you're looking at Compose, I could see Deji actually talking about Copilot with Outlook, Teams, Word, and all of that, right? Now, just imagine I'm probably going on a vacation and I want to get an email that I probably want to send to my boss for approval. Now, if you look at this, you can see is already giving me options of the tone. And if you look at the tone, just like Deji was actually showing us, you can see we have professional, we have casual, we have informational, and a lot more. And we also have the format. If we want it as a paragraph, we can also see we have the email format, and then we have the length as well. So I can come here and just write and say, I need a I need an email. Okay, I need a draft to request for approval for vacation from my boss. So I can just put this here, put it as professional, select email, the length. I'll say probably I need it short, and then I'm going to just hit on generate draft. And you can see I already have the subject and all of that. So now if you're looking at this document, let me just see, I have notepad here. Yeah, so I can choose to just, copy this and let's see what it looks like. I can paste it on notepad and you can see I have options to put the start date, the end date, and all of that. But then I would not want to just send this to my boss. I would probably still want to, review it to see if I like it and probably want to change stuff. So this is just one of the things we can do as well from Edge. Another thing I would just love to look at is when I come back to the chat right here, you can see we have other options here. We can actually speak into our mic and then, get whatsoever we want from Copilot. So I can come here as well and just type my website. And once I type this website, right, I can hit refresh here. So once I hit refresh, I just want this to, come. Now you can see what I have here. I have generate page summary. Now this page summary is for this website. So I can just hit this and then I'll just get a summary of what I have in this page. Now you can do this for other websites. You can also see other prompts that you can get from using this as well. So this is also something we can get from Copilot with Edge. Another thing I would also love to look at is I could remember I asked for images about Olympics and all of that, but then I downloaded a particular image on my device and I actually want to, get more information about that image. So this is what I would do. I'm just going to refresh Copilot, and once I'm here, I can choose to add the image here. So if I come to upload image, I can go to my documents. I think, yeah, so I have this image here. So I can choose to tell Copilot. I just took a screenshot. I downloaded an image of a stadium, right? So I'm telling Copilot, tell me more about this stadium. So I just want to know about this particular image. I want to get more information about this image. So I'm going to send the stadium, the image to Copilot, and I just need to know about the stadium. So I'm going to wait to see what Copilot Edge can actually do for me. So you can see it's already given me the name of the stadium and a lot of information about the stadium. Something else I can choose to do as well is I could choose to just say, what do I need? Let me just say, let's say Arsenal Stadium, or let me just say Chelsea Stadium. So now this is image, right? I will just go to image and this is probably like Chelsea Stadium, right? I can as well just come here. I'll take this and then now I'm clicking on the scissors tool. I will just come and say, okay, instead of downloading or uploading the picture, I can just take this picture and you can see I already got the picture right in. I did not have to like download the picture. I just search for the image and then I'll be like, hey, so I would just try to see if it can detect the stadium and know if maybe the stadium is for Chelsea or whatsoever. So I'm asking, so who is Chelsea fan here? Okay, it already added it there. So it was able to tell me that this particular stadium is for Chelsea, right? And it gave me information about the stadium. I can choose to maybe just click on any of this link and I will go right into this particular stadium. Now, apart from this as well, one thing I always do, right? I can just come here and hit on Copilot as well. I can just say generate. No, that's not So I'm just going to send in this prompt and then I'm going to tell Copilot, okay, generate this for me. So this is Copilot on Edge, and this is actually free. I did not pay for this. I just have Edge. I signed in with my Microsoft account, and then I'm doing all of this. So right now, I am waiting for Copilot to generate this for me. So one thing I notice is when you're generating images, you see these coins showing here. And if I try to generate another image, I will probably lose one more coin. So, but then if you look at the bottom, I have other prompts like, hey, make the dragon friendly, add a magical forest in the background, change to a girl instead of a boy. So I will just hit this and see what it's going to generate. But meanwhile, while this is generating, I can just try to view these images and see what it looks like. So if we choose to just go, we can see the storyboard I generated. And this is actually looking cool. So I'm going to close this and let's see what this is going to look like. So I just changed my prompt to, change the from a boy to a girl, and I got a new image. And you can see I was able to generate these images from Copilot Edge, and I can choose to download these images. If you probably want to copy stuff, you can copy stuff. If you want to like read the the response you got, you can actually do that. If you're okay with it, you can like it. If you're not okay, you can dislike it. You can as well, just tell Copilot, can you try to rewrite this? This is not actually what I want, and Copilot will be there to like do all of those for you. But for now, I think because of time, I'm going to stop here. But one thing I'm going to tell you is if you're probably watching this live event and you're seeing people talking about the co-pilot for Word, Outlook, and all of that, and you don't have access to that, yeah, you can as well, get most of these free benefits that come with this. Now, remember, once you're dealing with Copilot for Word, Outlook, and all of that, most people, the use case would be far from what you're seeing here because most times you're trying to deal with internal stuffs like when you're within your organization, you have informations that doesn't need to leave your organization, and then you need to use Copilot for it, then that's fine. But if for me, that's that guy that just like to research, that just probably have stuffs I want to discover in the internet, I just want to randomly create like this fine image, or probably I want to create a content and I'm looking for an image to use for the content, and probably I want to look for some kind of cool sentences to add to my um, post, right? I can as well just come right here, submit the right prompt. I can as well even use Compose, use the charts, and then I'm good to go. So thank you so much for taking your time to go through Copilot on Windows and Edge. And just one last thing, remember most of the stuffs you were able to see here, they are as well here. And I can choose to say this guy is just always going to be here right now. It's just going to be here. And if I choose to hit this, I can pin my browser side by side with the Copilot for Windows. You can see it's just going to be placed on the right side of my screen, and my Edge browser as well will be on the left side without anything adjusting, and then I can use both of them alongside. So thank you so much for the opportunity, and thank you all for joining us. And Emmanuel, I think this is the time you can take over.
Thank you, Solomon. Thank you so much for that. A lot of people will be thinking that this Copilot for Word, Excel, I don't have the subscriptions. We're still going to talk about the license, right? But with this is actually available for free for them to use. I remember sometimes I was having this conversation with MJ about our Nigerian Copilot and AI community. So I was thinking about creating a logo for the community. So what came to mind initially was using the Dell E model for the Azure Open AI. I just feel that when there is Microsoft Designer, when there is a Copilot for Edge, why don't I just use that to generate an image for me instead of going through the stress of creating the Dell E model on the Azure Open AI? Thank you so much for that. MG, you're welcome back. Thank you. You can actually jump on your demo. We're waiting for your demo.
Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry, guys. Do you know that I finished that demo and I did not realize that I was off? It was when I was asking, can you guys? I
So
don't
that's the
realize that I
advantage.
was.
That is the advantage of Microsoft Teams. So if it were Microsoft Teams, you will get the prompt that you're
Yeah.
having issues with network. So if you are off, you will know that you are off.
Yeah.
This
I,
happens. This happened to me one of the events. So I never knew. I was there for like 30 minutes speaking to myself.
I was thinking to myself and I did all the devil. All right, guys, thank you so much. I mean, I've been enjoying what I've been seeing so far. Apologies again. We blame it on the internet, not on MG, please. Or on the season of AI. Don't blame it on the season of AI. It's on the internet and the demo gods, I think. All right, so Joseph did a fantastic one. I did not get to see DigiZone, so you can imagine I missed that. And then Emmanuel, I mean, Solomon has done another one right now. So I'll just take it from where Joseph stopped, and I'm going to share my screen. Please, guys, I have my WhatsApp now very close to me, so that if I miss again, I'll quickly know. All right, so I'm going to share my screen right now. So please let me know that you can still see my screen. You can hear me. You can still see my screen. Are we good?
Yeah, I can
All
still
right.
see you.
Perfect. We can see you.
All right. Great. Okay, so I was telling a story, but I think Emmanuel wants me to jump into it. I don't know whether it's still necessary, really, because I like to always give a background for people. If you're the type that still try to convince your boss to say, "Oh, let's invest in this Microsoft Copilot, and it's going to help a lot of our work." I think for me, what I used to do, and with, for a lot of our customers, we've been able to onboard to is to tell them a story, walk them through a journey, so to say, and that journey will tell them, oh, the use cases for each of the department. But I think Joseph has already done that in the Word one. Actually, I was trying to say initially that for Word, if you come here and then you have like I can draft with it. I gave an example. Okay, I don't think this is it. Um, Let me see again. I gave an example to say, let's say as a business development manager, I spoke to Emmanuel, who is my manager, and I told Emmanuel, I think it's high time we expand our AI solution to somewhere. I don't want to use Japan again because I think Japan gave me a bad luck, so I'll use South Africa instead. That we should expand our work to South Africa and all of that. And then in telling Emmanuel that, Emmanuel was saying, "Oh, that's a good idea," but then why don't you write me a proposal on it? And if a business development manager like I those people I know, they don't like anything around proposal. Immediately hear the word proposal is like, you know. So, but with Microsoft Copilot in Word, you can get your proposal. You can just say, just put that prompt. And just like what Emmanuel was saying, it is very important. Once you learn your prompt engineering, going into Copilot, I'm sure it's going to just it's just going to be something that you find very interesting. I mean, very easy to go with. So you can see it's telling me this, is even giving me things like market research. I've given all of that work to Copilot. Meanwhile, I need to give a disclaimer this time. Copilot, just like every AI solution does sometimes do what? Hallucinate. So ensure that all of the informations that you get are right on time. That's the reason that it is a virtual assistant. You still have your own input, and which is very quite important that you also do your own part to do a lot of the things you need to do. So you can see this document coming up. Fantastic. He gave me even a market research. He gave me the product development. He gave me a SWOT analysis on the markets, on the strengths of and the AI solution in South Africa. Is it going to be something that is going to be to yield profit for our business and all of that? I have that insight already, and I can look at this document and see whether it aligns with the vision or what with some of the research I myself has carried out, and I can go with. So I think I don't want it. I mean, for now, it also gave me things like I think it gave me things on estimate also, which you can. Let me just make this document one. Please, can you guys still see me? I'll be asking. Check, 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 check. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, we can.
All right, thank you guys. Okay, so you can see the marketing and sales, which you also give something. So business development managers, sales team. You can see that Copilot has made life easy for you. So I'm going to keep this document. And once I keep this document, one of the things I want to do is to what? Save this document. In saving this document, this is where a lot of the times, if you are an IT person that is working with Copilot, we made a lot of mistake because any document, even if it is from ChatGPT, you get it and you copy and paste. It is always in a .odt format. So when you're saving, I want to save as and then still select my OneDrive. Probably maybe give this word AI solution in essay. And if you look at it, the document part is what .odt. So I need to select what and make it a document. And once I save this, I come back here to do what? Share. Once I share it, or even I don't even need to share, maybe I just copy that, do that copy link. Once I copy the link, it automatically shares it. You get, so I can do this copy link and then it copies to my clipboard and all of that. I come and jump into my PowerPoint, which is what Joseph was trying to show us. Now, in your PowerPoint, this is my PowerPoint, I mean, my desktop PowerPoint. I come to the icon here, very close to designer, which is what? Copilot. Once I click on it, it's going to load. And once it loads, oh, finally, I get to have like a create presentation from file. Now, if I say create a presentation from file, you can see that the AI solution document I saved is among the suggestion I'm getting. So I just pick on this and then click on it. And in a matter of minutes, I've been able to generate my PowerPoint slides. So see the use case here. As a business development manager, you spoke to, or as a salesperson, you spoke to your manager and you told them, oh, we have this idea. I think it's high time we expand our business to South Africa, our AI solution to South Africa. And my boss was quite very interested in it. But then after I gave him the presentation, he told me, oh, but you know the executives now, they will not be going through the PowerPoint proposal. Why don't you make a presentation for them? And this is me just making a presentation in how many minutes? I generated a proposal, and again I came up with a presentation. Now the presentation, I have this designer for me. I can select any one of them and then with designer do what? Make it more beautiful. Because I like to play a lot of paparazzi around my presentation. So I can select one that is cool and then do what? Give it to my orgas. In fact, if you do this as a sales rep, believe me, before you know it, you get promotion. And who allowed you to get promotion? It's Copilot. Well, let's leave that story for another day. Now, I have an agenda, a beautiful agenda with all of that I can make use of. I have some of the market research and all of that. I can actually come into this place. There is a note for me that guides me on what to do. And you can see with designer following me up and down, I can decide to turn my presentation to however I want. I like this part of it where it has this I select this one, and then I have this part of the notes to guide my conversation. Because my executive, I'm not going to bore them with stories. I just need to go straight to the point, give them all of that things to do. If they are the type that I feel that giving them more visual or all of that can work for them, I can do all of that. But like for me, I always like something quite very simple and all of that. They have the PowerPoint slide to watch, to read, while I have the notes just to drive my points home. And then you can see the original content from the document that I uploaded is already here. So I can decide to say, oh, I use this original content to guide my note, or I just use the one that Copilot has summarized for me and all of that. So this is the part for the PowerPoint. Now let's assume my executive says, oh, thumbs up, MJ, this is nice. I think we should go right into it. Now, the market research, everything has been carried out. So it leaves my table as a business development or a sales rep And then we've started, all right, now we can start an AI solution in South Africa. And then that leaves my table to where, guys, you should guess, Pap, the project manager. Now, the project manager now sees it as a project he needs to work on. And for us that are project managers, if the one of our dynamo is always chasing IT people around to say, oh, give us project plan, give us this, and all of that. But these days, Copilot will make life easy for you. How? I'll show you. So let's go to our Teams. From within Teams, you actually have Planner. If you don't know how to go there, you can come into this place and search for Planner. You will see Planner is part of the additional apps you can search for. So for me, for the purpose of this, I've already searched for it. So I come to my Planner and then I want to create a new plan. Now, the cool thing about it, before now you think AI has not been working. AI has been working. The only thing is that Copilot is just making a whole lot out of it, to be honest. Because right now, what did I say? It is now conversational. You're doing what you're writing natural language to communicate with an AI or with a chatbot, and in real time is giving. It's like I'm talking to someone, and that is why it's always considered as a virtual assistant. So normally, if you don't have Copilot, this is what you're going to see. You're going to be presented with the basic, and you can see these templates. They're all AI generated. You have these templates. If I click on basic, okay, let me go back. I don't want to actually click on basic. I just wanted to show. If I'm on basic, this is what I have, all of these templates. But if I come to premium, I have Copilot, previews, timeline, goals, and more. But for these, I can only start with a list and a board. So with the Copilot in Planner, all I need to do is come to the premium, and then I want to create. Now, say generate a plan for an AI solution. As a project manager, my solution is wrong. And then I can now do create. And once I create that, it's going to generate a plan for me. Now, the cool thing about Copilot is that okay, great. Am I still on? Because I see session do what expire. Am I still on?
Yeah, you're still on.
All right, great. So let me refresh this. If it's still okay, great. All right. So now you can see that it just created a blank stuff for me. And I have this Copilot here that I can now start conversation with. And then with the Copilot, I can now say what you can see is giving me prompts, it's giving me suggestion. It says what create a task to schedule a kickoff meeting, which is the very important thing if you want to start a project. The first thing is that you want to do a kickoff, or you want to do information. You've done your information gathering, which is what our business development team has done. The salespeople have gone. The business development team have done their research and all of that. Now, I want to create a kickoff meeting to say, oh, guys, let's come together. What are we going to build and all of that? So I do this, create a schedule, a task to schedule a kickoff meeting. And let's see what that is going to do. So I'm waiting for it to generate. So you can see this. So if you click on this, I want to look at the bird very well. If you look at this, you can see that it gives you the start date and all of that, and you can add dependency and every other thing to it. And probably, for a project manager, a lot of the times what is a pain to us is things about budget. So I'm going to close this because I want to generate more. I'm still going to go to my Copilot, and then Copilot, and then I'm going to write now that add task to plan. Let's see what is going to go, because I want it to give me, this is just one bucket, so I want to see some of the tasks is going to add. Let's say I don't want to do this one. Add let's say I want to say create goals for product launch. Let's see what it's going to do. So I'm going to be creating the goals. I still want to see, this is my scheduled task. And then if you look at my scheduled task, I'm I can connect my goals to it. So I want you to create a goal for it, and then we can see. So while that is going on, a lot of the things that you can do with Planner, you have the place for the people. You can see this bucket for kickoff. I can do this and assign it to who. Maybe I do, and then I can do my label. But what I want to do here is that I can add more notes to it. But what I want to do is that come to people, and then from people, I want to assign. No, that says it's completed. It's not completed. That's not what I want to do. I want to assign tasks to it. Okay, unassigned. Yeah. So assign to, yeah. So let's say I want to assign it to myself. This is still me. I assign the task to me. And then when I come in back to my grid, you can see that that task is assigned to me. Let's see what Copilot is still doing. It's still taking time. It's taking time. Let me look at my goals. Oh, it has not had any goals. So let's see what the goals is going to. I want it to add. Okay, okay. Let me do something. Let's say I want to create a risk bucket for this project. I don't want to type. I just want to use some of the suggestion. Some of the risk that we go for the project. I want to add it. Let's
Hello, Emmanuel. Emmanuel is not on stage.
Mm.
Let me add you. Hello, Emmanuel. Can
I
you
can
hear us?
I yeah, I can hear you. I think we lost MJ again.
Okay. Yeah, the WhatsApp will work now. Speed dial.
Let me bring out WhatsApp.
Jerry, your presentation on the free copilot was really, really an eye opener for me. I thought I know it until I listened to you show us around a lot of things around Microsoft Edge. So for me, I want to dive right deep into it and play with a lot of things. The more interesting thing about it is that this is free. Just because I have Microsoft account, I can do all of these beautiful things with. So I think I will have to change my default PDF opener to Edge today because I saw what it did, and that would really be of a very great help to me. I want to change. So when I drop off this call, I'm going to reset my default PDF application to Microsoft Edge.
For me, I actually went back to Edge a long time ago. I know there was a time when we have Internet Explorer, and later we now had Edge, and we had like people using Chrome, Brave,
Mm.
and other browser. For some years now, I think Edge started, the performance improvement was just amazing. So I had to go back to Edge. And when I actually saw the Copilot coming into Edge, it was just like mind blowing for me. So I started using it right from the first time it showed up on my Edge browser, because I was already using Edge, like my day-to-day browser. So immediately it showed up, I was able to see it there, and I just started using it. So I would say for me, even the most part of Copilot, I used it on Edge personally. So, and it is actually amazing,
Wow.
especially when we're talking
Wow.
of something that you're not paying for, something that is free. It's amazing.
Hmm.
So, Emmanuel, are you able to
I think most time the
reach
internet
out?
just maybe it's knock her out completely, even on our WhatsApp. I'll reach out on
Oh,
WhatsApp.
okay.
Wow.
Or is it possible you probably dial
Okay,
her
so while
mobile
we
phone?
wait for her, I was doing something on PowerPoint. Can we use that?
Yeah, you can go ahead. You can go ahead to present it. You can present it.
Okay, so while we wait for MJ, I will just share my screen again and your entire screen and this screen and share this. I'll just move this. So fortunately, my prompts pilot came up for me, and that's what I want to see here. Did it just get fizzled out again?
I think I'm
Let me
seeing your
see.
browser.
Maybe I'll have to present this on screen because I see it. Okay, so I will just share this screen, entire screen, and this one here. Okay, so I am here and Copilot is open for me. I was saying that I could use words of mouth to generate prompts. So let's just say I want to create a presentation about starting up um, a company that is into production generally or manufacture. So if I click on this, it will give me option to speak now. Generate me a proposal for starting up a manufacturing company. So you can see that it picks my words from my mouth. What is it picking? It's picking this current words I'm speaking, so
So
I'm going to remove it. Okay. I was supposed to stop speaking,
so you
so
started
it's
picking
just
the words from when you were explaining
I
about
was supposed
clicking on the mic.
I think you already started the recording. Or
yes when I
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
let me refresh and let's see. So Ima, we're just waiting for MJ. If you can reach her, then I will just leave
yeah.
the
Richard, she
stage
won't,
for
won't be able
her.
to join again.
I want to refresh.
She won't be
She
able to
won't be
join
able to
again.
join.
Yeah, internet.
Let
Yeah,
me
it's
refresh.
messing up. Yeah,
Let me
so you can.
see. Oh,
Oh, Joseph as well. Today, today is the day of internet.
Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, just give me a
So
few minutes, then I'll just go ahead and share my screen.
Ima, please share your screen. I think you can continue
Okay.
because even me, it is like my network want to start
All right.
acting up.
Let me quickly. I think MTN is after us here. Solomon, pray for MTN on Naviavo.
Jerry, can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you, but I think your network is actually it's trying to go on vacation and then it's
Hmm.
coming back.
All
Ima,
right.
please present your screen so we can take from you.
Sure, sure. So I'm sharing my screen right now. So I'm an admin of the tenant, right? And in the admin center, I'm able to see the Copilot tab here. So once you have the Copilot in your tenant, you'll be able to actually, see the Copilot tab. And from the Copilot tab, you'll see one of the first things you see under the overview is a report. So the report sent you reports around adoption. So currently on this tenant, I think I have about 25 Copilot licenses, in which just about 6 has been assigned to the users. And from those C's, so it tells me that on any app, for example, now it gives me an average that I have about 6 users that are enabled for Copilot here, but just 4 out of the 6 users are actually active using the Copilot subscriptions. Then it gives me a breakdown for Outlook, for Microsoft Teams, the Word, the PowerPoint, as well as a Copilot chart. So it tells you that nobody is currently using Copilot in Excel on this tenant, even though they have the capability. Then for OneNote and Loop as well, nobody is using them. So if I go down a bit, so it tells me that currently I have the total of 25 license, in which 7 is currently assigned. So in which 7 is currently assigned, I have about 18 licenses that are available here. So if you go down a bit, it also gives you information that are actually from the message center itself. The message center is just when you come to the health here and you click on the message center here. So there are things for copilots, messages for copilots that are actually regarding copilots. It gives you information for those from the message centers here. So if there's a need to go see everything on message center, once you click on see all in message center, it just bring me back to the message center here. I don't want to do that now. So for resources as an admin, there are resources that are available that Microsoft actually provides for you. Things on Copilot Labs here, which you learn how to turn a good prompt into a great one. So it can save things from the Copilot Labs. Then this points you to documentations as an IT admin for your organizations that is managing Copilot. You'll be able to have access to Microsoft documentations. Then we have a Microsoft commitment to responsible AI. Now, Joseph was giving an example that you actually have the option to actually keep before the Copilot actually. Copilot doesn't do things on its own. So one of the Microsoft commitment to responsible AI for things around security and reliability. So you are responsible for anything that you're doing in that environment. So for this Copilot for Microsoft 365 roadmap, this takes you directly to the Microsoft 365 roadmap for things around Copilot and other things for Microsoft 365. So this is actually a new feature that I've not actually tried it out. It helps you to connect Copilot to your favorite tools, so you can add the power of Copilot to other applications and connect it to your data for smarter insights with SDN. So if I go up here again, I will see the other tab here, which is the settings tab. So these settings tabs, they're actually not much here. So you see things around Copilot diagnostics log. So if you need to send, maybe there's an issue, a user in your organization is having an issue. This Copilot diagnostic log, what it does is that you'll be able to actually send feedback and diagnosis log to Microsoft when users in your environment is having an issue by actually going to the app in the admin center, then you can actually turn it on there. Then for the Bing and the Edge that Solomon demonstrated earlier too. So you have some settings around that too, even though they are not particularly for the paid subscription. But because Copilot is since you have the Copilot for Microsoft 365 and Copilot for Big Edge and also the Windows are free, so you can also help to manage some things around there. Then this another important one that they couldn't demonstrate is Copilot in Teams meeting. This is going to open to the meetings tab in the Teams admin center, in which you can actually configure some settings in your organizations. So
Hmm.
because you Copilot is actually big on the Microsoft team itself. It's very big. Like I've done a demo severally with a couple of friends around we created a meeting and I wanted to do a summary of the meeting. So once transcription is actually turned on, for example now, this Copilot work with this transcription. So if you want to summarize the meeting for you, if transcription is actually turned off, it will not be able to work effectively. So for the meeting, the Teams meeting itself. So you have to, it tells you some settings that you need to actually turn on for your tenant so that this Copilot in Teams can actually, work effectively for your tenant. So as an admin, it's very important that you need to actually, take note of that. Then for store recordings outside your country or region too, if you need recordings of your Teams meeting to be stored in your region, in your country, or outside your country, you have the feature to actually do that too. Then live capture. I've not actually done anything on this tenant to change or anything like that, but Copilot is pointing me to some settings that I need to actually, enable for my tenant so that those features will be available for my use in the organizations. So then data security and compliance here too. So there Microsoft runs on trust, and for Copilot or any Microsoft AI too, it's very important that it actually sits on the same Microsoft security and compliance. So for example, in SharePoint as an example now, when a user does not have access to a particular SharePoint site, like or particular SharePoint document library, and the user is trying to query the Copilot to bring out some information, Copilot is not going to supply information to the user. Why? Because the user ordinarily does not have access permission to the SharePoint. Like I did a demo recently. I went to my Teams. Let me just go to my Teams here. Then I went to Copilot. Let me be sure I'm using the right one. I opened a Copilot here, right? So as an admin, I wanted to achieve something. So I asked Copilot now, what are the licenses I currently have in a tenant? So this has been demonstrated earlier. If I choose to rewrite it, let me see what. Could you let me know the licenses are currently active on our tenant? So let me replace with this. Then let me send. So this is me chatting with myself. Let me copy this and take it to Copilot. And let me run the prompt from the Copilot there. Okay, let me just paste the prompt there. Now, what Copilot is going to do is this. Copilot cannot actually go into my Microsoft 365 Admin Center to check the licenses. So he's going to tell me I couldn't find specific information about active licensing your tenants. But why? Because Copilot is majorly on either the document or URL. Now, if I change the prompt to something like can you tell me the licenses? So in this case, because this same account I sign in is also the global admin account of my tenants, right? Is the admin account, and when you have already configured admin to receive emails from Microsoft. So at the moment, what Copilot does is that I have this Dynamics 365 Intelligent Order Management USL. I have some other subscriptions. Now, the reason why Copilot is able to pull all this information is because Copilot actually went into my email, my mailbox, my Outlook, then it also went into and check what are the emails I've received from Microsoft as regarding licenses. So I've received the email for this particular subscriptions. There are other subscriptions I have, but I have not received email at all from Microsoft. Subscription like the Microsoft 365 E3 without Teams, then the Microsoft Teams Enterprise. I've not received email at all from Microsoft. Even the Copilot license I have on this tenant, I've not received email at all. So because of that, Copilot is not able to bring that out. Now, again, I said that it's going into my Outlook, my emails to actually pull this information down. So it's telling me here that I have Fabric Free, which is active and it expires this date. Then it tells you that I have one instance that I have multiple instances of the license with different expiration date, which is a Power BI Pro. I actually have three of them. Those three are activated on the 3 different days. So because emails were received to that particular global admin account, and the account the Copilot was able to go into my Outlook to pick those emails to differentiate that, oh, I have different 3 instances of Power BI Pro purchased or activated on 3 different dates. So because those licenses were actually activated on 3 different dates, so I have one instance that will expire on this date, another instance that will expire on this date, and another instance that will expire on this date. So with the help of the Outlook, because Copilot is using the Microsoft Graph, which is a connected graph that connects all my data in the organization, right? And is able to pull those information for me as the admin. If any other user who is not an admin try to use the same prompt, user will not get this information. Why? Because this is going into my Outlook to pick those information, even though I'm querying Copilot from inside the Microsoft Teams. Yeah. So that's another use case I wanted to show us in this session. Then what I discovered yesterday was actually in Azure when I saw the Copilot here in Azure. Now, for Copilot in Azure, you can either go into any of your services. For example, let me go into general here, for example, in Azure. Let me refresh this page. So for infrastructure engineers or either an Azure administrator or a solution architect, now Copilot in Preview has actually been introduced in Azure. So by clicking on it's free, just like we have in Edge and in Edge and in our Windows 11. So one of the things you notice that it tells me suggested prompts, right? It gives me suggested prompts I can actually use. So for example, I try a prompt on this. Can you list all our budget? So what Copilot in Azure is doing is this, is looking into the Microsoft documentation, right? There's a prompt I tried, is going to retrieve the cost for me. So you want to list all the budget that we have. So on this tenant, I have about 2 virtual studio enterprise subscriptions. So it's telling me that you're currently on scope with this. So have a particular subscription, which is this. So you can find the budget information on the budget page. So select the budget page. So this is actually guiding me on basically on what to do to be able to get the budget. And if I say show me the cost for the current month, let's see what this brings. So this is one of the things that is very useful for the admin. So if you're managing Azure in your organization, you will see the Copilot in preview there, and it's something you can play around with. And remember, it's an AI generated content that you actually need to actually review yourself to be sure that the information that the Copilot is bringing is actually correct. Once this is done, I'm going to stop for MJ to actually continue our demo so we can actually round it up for today.
Hopefully, I mean, hopefully, it doesn't go wrong again. I am
Okay.
seriously begging the developers to please have mercy. All right, guys. Okay, so I'm not going to show my face again. Maybe they don't want me to. Don't want to show my face, so I can save on some
No,
bandwidth, I guess.
no
All right,
worries. Let me
guys.
stop sharing so you can
Yeah.
share, MJ. This is
Okay.
taking longer to repeat. Yeah,
So is it showing?
I'm bringing it up to
Yeah.
stage now.
Okay, great. So
Yeah.
I'll just drop. So I'll just what I've done right now is just I say plan for the market campaign with my co-pilot. I mean, come to my co-pilot and I just say build a plan for the marketing campaign. And once it goes like this, let's quickly see what it be. And you can see how we generate in minutes the plan that we need to have, and then how we can assign it. So fingers crossed. I'm not going to talk too much because I don't think I want to talk again. It's like when I'm talking, that's when the thing sees it as then just go up. I'll just be the person that is going to edit this because it has a lot to edit. All right, but I get. So we're just going to see how this is going to build up a plan for us, and then with the different subtasks that needs to be in that plan, which is very, 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 very important. And you see how this has reduced the work of a project manager if he's using Planner I mean, co-pilot in Planner. So let's see, it's going to come up in a bit. I don't have time. Let's So finger crossed, and then let's look at this in a minute. Okay. Okay. So, there's been a lot of talk. I think Emmanuel has said some things. I want to leverage on also on the way you license your co-pilots and all of that. So, if the free versions comes with Windows, we all see that it comes with. You have free versions with Windows. You have the one that comes with Edge. You have the ones that you can just go to copilot.microsoft and then you start using it. But if it has to do with anyone that you have to use in your organization, then bear at the back of your mind that it has to be paid for. Sadly, Microsoft does not give us a trial for Copilot the way we had before now, for where you can use 25 license for Microsoft or Office 365, where you can use it for a while. We're still seeing if that is possible, still, I mean, I think there's a lot of people that has been raising concern around that. Hopefully, we can look into that. It's a 5 or 10 user license where people will be able to test it. Sure, why I don't have a few, and then that can be more convincing for the people that needs to buy. This is taking much longer. I don't know. Am I still again? Um, mm, I don't. Okay, I don't really know why this is happening today. To be honest, this actually, while I was backstage, it didn't take time. I would have just showed you, but I deleted it to say, let me see, maybe I can start it all over again. And now starting it is taking time. Maybe it's not doesn't just want to. But that's exactly, I mean, what in essence, to be honest, if this doesn't come up, all we just wanted you people to know is that with Planner and with Copilot in Planner, you can actually just give it prompts the same way you've been giving the other services, so to say, prompts and all of that. And there is a whole lot that you can do with Copilot. Don't forget also you have Copilots, I mean GitHub Copilots, where you have in Visual Studio, which is Visual Studio, you can speak up Visual Studio and then just do your Copilot from there, and you see a lot of things that will come up with it. I mean, you can actually load some form of codes into it and then ask it to fix or generate or look at the bugs in it and then fix it. You can actually ask it also to write the program for you. So those are some of the cool things you can do. I don't think this is going to stop anytime soon, but I just see I was hoping. So um I don't think the devil gods are happy with me today. So because this doesn't actually take at all doesn't take any
I
time.
think
I don't
I think
think
it's a
just want
bandwidth. Is your bandwidth
yeah.
you're sharing your screen and you're also on the call? So
Yes, that's why
right.
I did remove some of the what they call it, cut down my what they call it on my bandwidth, but still we're not getting anything. I just wanted to show because it's going to create a lot of buckets for you, and those buckets with their different tasks, and you can see it immediately. I don't know what is with this applying the finishing touches. If there is anything that I can use to drag it forward, finishing touches. I mean, that's just that's what we had today. So sorry guys, maybe some other time we'll be maybe to show you
Yeah.
all of that. I wish maybe someone like Solomon, you have Copilot Planner. If you have a lot of teams, you can actually show that anyone that has once you can have the planner on, and then you can actually it's just very
Oh, so me,
yeah.
I don't have the license Copilot. I just got one today from Emmanuel, but I've not signed it. So
Oh
I've been,
really? No,
yeah,
okay,
I've been
you're not
I've
country
been
says
enjoying the
fine.
edge. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah, yes, I'm able because you able to boost with Azure OpenAI with us. So I think it's Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Emmanuel, let me know. We can round up while this is still going on, so we don't keep people too much on the call. I think we can
Yeah.
continue to talk.
All right.
Yes,
Thank you so
StreamYard
much.
is quite very heavy on bandwidth. To be honest, I
Bandwidth.
was wondering why we're not using Teams webinar. I thought that was what we wanted to use before now. Okay, go ahead, Emmanuel.
Yeah, it's just to basically give a last word. Solomon, if you're still on the call, can you give your last word to our participants for today's event? So we, as a roundup, Digi's not in the studio again. He has nowhere to go. So Solomon, you can go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so for me, the last words I would be giving is I for those that have been here with us from the beginning of the show, or probably you joined us later in the show, just like you've been saying, co-pilot, like together. I think it's time you should start working together with AI so that you can actually, achieve that task in no time, also boost performance. And for organization as well, when we are also looking at the some of the internal process we handle, AI can actually help us with automating those tasks and actually making it easier for us as well at work. So just gather some of the information you've seen here, try to test them out. And for those that probably feel like, oh, I'm not working, I don't have like any office that is going to give me access to Copilot. That's why I'm here as well. I brought in Edge for you. So you can as well also start using Edge until you have the opportunity to, maybe use Copilot in your organization. Thank you so much for joining us. And Emmanuel, you can take over from there.
Thank you so much. Joseph, any last word from you?
Yes, of course. For me, I will again say that sometimes you would feel that you want to teach people, but you end up learning more by doing so. I'm imagining that I was not on this call. I probably would not have been this attentive to learn all that I've learned today. Emmanuel, you did a very nice job. I have not seen Copilot in M35 Admin Center until you were demonstrating that made me come into my own environment, and I just saw it, and it's just before me now, and I'm very happy that I'm on this call today. And from Jeremiah's end, I was just looking at Edge browser that I use to generate images for my video on thumbnails on YouTube and all of those. But I never knew that it was going to be able to summarize document for me. And it was able, there's that scissors icon to come into the screen to grab the space and put it, on the prompt and all of those things. So I want to say thank you to everyone on the call, and to those who are listening to us out there. I appreciate you for your time, and those bringing up questions for us makes us feel that we are not speaking to ourselves. I truly appreciate everyone out there, and even those that will watch this later. I also appreciate you very well. So I will beg the team here to please let's have this more often. MJ, you have a lot that you want to teach us, but it's unfortunate that today's network, or perhaps the application we are using, is not allowing you to dose out those things, and you have the burning passion going and coming. So that means you really want us to learn, and I truly appreciate you. I've heard from you so much, and I want to say thank you for the business proposal that came into copying that. You'll see more of those things coming out from me, because I'll be quoting you when I am making such videos, and if I am present in some events. Unfortunately, today the event I'll be speaking by 7 o'clock. I had already said I was not going to be speaking on Copilot. If I had known, I would have waited for this show so that I can just transition there and also use it. So thank you very much. I am privileged to be in your midst, and I am open anytime to join you on calls like this. Peace.
Thank you so much, Joseph. Yeah, thank you so much. From me, I would like MJ to actually round up. So let me just take mine. I would just say, like Joseph said, continue to explore. There's so much to learn. I mean, as you explore, you discover more things, more capabilities. Sometimes Microsoft delay even in their documentations. A lot of times, the MVPs are people that are trying out the solution have actually gone ahead to do some stuff before even the documentation comes. So as you explore, you begin to learn and you begin to grow in your skills, you become more productive in your organizations, and those promotions are actually waiting for you, waiting for so people that will be that will be productive to deliver on the jobs, you know. So that's everything from my hand. MJ, you can round off the session for us, please.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thanks to everyone once again for the patience and for waiting with us till this end. We really, really appreciate you guys. And like everybody has said, there is a lot that we can learn together and get from Microsoft AI. Copilot is just one of it. To be honest, you still have AI, I mean, Azure OpenAI that we have not explored yet. We haven't spoken so much about, but there are lots for you to gain from Microsoft AI. However, one of the things I used to tell people is this: it is very, very important. While you try it on your own, and if you want to take it to your organization, do well to understand your maturity level, your organization maturity level around adopting AI. And with that, you can actually now look at the strategies you can bring forward to your organization to help them to adopt it. One of the things I like to tell you is that when you are looking at driving the adoption for for the organization, please focus on the use cases for each of your departments or the unit or the functional areas of your organization. Bring it home to them. Let it be more realistic and know that you can get by. And at the end of the day, also do not ensure that um, you build a cybersecurity plan around the use of your artificial intelligence. Microsoft have 7 plans around or 7 strategies around the responsible use of AI. Please look into all of that. Whereas, I mean, and those are the things that you should also bring on board into your organization. I've been in a session where I've heard people say, oh, AI is not secure, AI is not secure. But oftentimes, what I've seen people do is that every organization, with all new technologies, they all rush into it. They'll jump into it with a proper adoption plan, with a proper cyber security strategy in place and all of that. So as much as possible, Microsoft is promising you security. They're promising you the safety and the privacy of your data, because it is still your same data that the graph is actually pulling information from, that is pulling data from and presenting to you. As much as possible, ensure that your adoption plan is top notch and you build a very robust cybersecurity strategy around your AI use. Thank you guys for staying with us. We cannot thank you enough. I've enjoyed myself and learned a new thing today. I mean, it's never a dull moment with Solomon, with Emmanuel, and again, my first time of having a session with Joseph. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you guys, and to all the audience out there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We can't thank you enough. All right, then.
Thank you so much.
Emmanuel, take over your show. I'm not stealing your show.
All right, thank you so much. We actually have a question I would like us to answer before we go. So Moses
Okay,
now
then.
is asking a question that as a beginner in M365, is it advisable to dive into Copilot?
So, as a beginner in M365, is it advisable for you to go to Copilot? So, if it is for learning, fine. But I mean, Copilot is just an assistant. How will I put it? An assistant for you is not like, probably maybe it is there are different components of M365. So Copilot is just like an add-on to each of those components of M365 that makes life now more easier and productive for you. So it's fine if you want to use Copilot to learn. To be honest, to learn, you can dive into it and use that. If you learn it very well, to be honest, you can have a career in it, and then you can be one that is relevant to your organization. Maybe pick a use case, because if you look at entry with Copilot today, there are ways you can build your Copilot. You can build a Copilot solution. Really, you can customize your own copilots, have some add-ins into it and all of that. So why not? But I will also encourage you that also learn the foundational components of basics around the M365, so you are more grounded. So it's not like we are talking to you today, it's just Copilot, and then somebody make mention of S3 online or SharePoint online, and you're finding that difficult to relate with. All those are components of M365 which you will need to know and learn, and then know how they work, and then you can now be able to know the way they better interact with Copilot. But I think that's my opinion. I hope that helps. Maybe some other person can add something to it. Emmanuel.
Solomon, do you want to add something to it?
So for me, right, I think MJ already like covered everything, but what I would just probably say is while you're learning M365 and you want to actually learn about Copilot, I think it's something you can actually do hand in hand. It's
Mhm,
not like you're running away from it, but
mhm,
the fundamentals is like very, very important. Like
yeah.
Emmanuel went somewhere and said, look at Teams. If you don't turn on the transcription, you'll probably not get the best out of Copilot.
Mhm,
If you probably don't understand how he got to the Teams admin center to turn on those stuffs, you probably would get lost, right? You actually know about the Copilot, but you don't know how it is working with these
mhm,
tools. You probably haven't understand how to use Outlook, and you're probably seeing someone saying with Outlook you can use this on Copilot, and you're getting there, you don't even know what's happening there. So what I would say is you can actually learn both hand in hand, understand M365 very well, understand how Copilot is actually getting integrated with M365, and just something on the side that I think you should as well look out for is, I know right now we've been talking about Copilot, right? For the Azure side, we have the Azure AI Studio, and then there's something also called the Copilot Studio. If you can as well explore, probably you want to know about the Copilot Studio, you can actually explore the Copilot Studio where you can actually create your own prompts. You can as well also create your own bots, integrate it with Teams. You can even integrate that bot with your website and all of those stuff. So you can choose to, learn more of Copilot by, extending your skill set towards those direction. But then I will still go back to what MJ said. Understand M365, like just get like a full understanding of how M365 works, and then you can stretch your knowledge. But I think that's all I have to say. I don't have much to say about that.
Thank you so much. Joseph, you want to add before we close the session?
Nothing really. And again, when we started, I said I watched one live event where MJ was with. I wrote the guy's name down because he did a very beautiful work. Olalekan. So when I watched that session, and I was saying that I may want to copy what he did by going to generate some music with words. If I were him, a music producer by profession, I will do more than what I will do as a layman in music. And then I also mentioned that I generated some images I used for my thumbnail for my YouTube video from Copilot. If I were a graphics designer, the way I construct my prompts are going to be more intelligent. So if you are coming to M365 as well, if you don't have the knowledge of what you want an assistance for, it's just like somebody standing. Even when, let's go scripture a bit, even when Jesus Christ resurrected Lazarus, he said, lose him. That means you have to do some work yourself. So we can't, he that rose him up from the dead could also bring him up, but they said, lose him and let him go. So you must also do some work before Copilot can even assist you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So thank you so much.
I think
So
that's why it's
that's it.
called co-pilot, not the
Yeah,
pilot itself.
exactly. Exactly. It's not the pilot, it's co-pilot. It's the AI assistants there to assist you. So we now bring the show to the close today. Thank you so much, everyone, for your comments. You can see all your comments. Titi Lope, Sarah, thank you so much. Adewale, thank you. Timileni, Rafia, Joseph, thank you so much. Amo, Mr. Again, thank you so much. We appreciate everyone for joining us in this session. So we'll see you in another season of AI the next year. Thank you for now. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Everyone.
Bye.